Hi, this is James Scott with Born in the Bayou. This episode, we're going to be doing an unboxing of Arcane Wonders Foundations of Rome. This is the Emperor Pledge for the Kickstarter. Also, it's been Sundrop, which means it's been basically ink washed to make the miniatures pop a little bit better. This is a case of one of those games that I've known it's been said that it's been overproduced. I have to say I completely disagree. Now I do think they could have possibly made a cheaper version, also a regular version, and then have this as their like super deluxe version. But I have been following this since day one, and I've been playing it online. I absolutely love this game, and this is probably one of my most anticipated Kickstarters to receive in probably the last couple of years. So let's go ahead and let's unbox and see what's in this beast. As you can see, it is a beast. The box it comes in is what, 17 by 14 and a half by 14, and weighs at 20 pounds. So I think this side of Too Many Bones, big box, or the Gloomhaven, I think this got to be one of the bigger ones out there. Now this is supposed to be pretty much everything and anything. Okay, first we'll start off. Well, let's go ahead and just get this big boy out of here. Alright, so it's a little bit smaller. Decent foam insert if you're kind of curious how they. Surprised they didn't have some on the sides, but they got one on the top, so they kind of keep it at a minimum. Alright, so that's much better. Hey, how's it going, people? And as you guys can see, my upgrade to my game room has been slowly coming along, and after recovering from the hurricane, we upgraded my area where we play games, and it's coming along nicely. Just gotta give me a table. If there's any sponsors out there, hint hint, I could use a gaming table. Let's see, these are trading and stealing. Apparently some wooden coins. Not too sure what that was for. I don't remember that in the... yeah, nice. The brass first player marker. Real nice. Let's see here, but so you can see. All right, now if those of you who are not familiar with Foundations of Rome, it's a drafting game. You're going to be buying drafting cards, which are going to be the pardon the cough, I'm trying to get over a little bit of COVID. You are going to be, there's a grid that the Rome is made out of, and you'll be placing cards that coordinate with the grid, and what you're doing is you're buying plots of the land, and as you buy certain plots of the land, you're going to obviously want to start buying ones that are next to each other, because you can put your buildings on, which give you various different bonuses, the different sizes and shapes of the buildings, and there's a bunch of different types. Some will give you a population, some will give you money, some will give you points. So you want to do all the different ones, and so you're going to want to try to grab the ones that fit your shape or the size of your building. Also too is this wall also has the monument expansion and the extra player expansion. So let's see how we open this thing. Okay, so it opens like this. And real quick, before I get to, if those are you are curious on, so it is about 14 1/4 by 11 3/4 by 11 1/4. So hopefully it should fit in these my shelves here. All right, now we're all right. And this lifts off. And then on the covers a thank you to all their Kickstarters. Alright. Now they'll have, show you here, all of our different trays. So these are normally the game is a 4-player game, but you can also get it with a 5th player extra tray. And then this is the Monuments expansion, I believe. Yes, it is. So we'll kind of set that one aside. That was a little bit extra. Well, first we'll look at the game itself. Each player, so when you go to set up, each player is going to get their tray, and setting up for a player should be as easy as that. There you go. You're set up. You're set up, and we have our buildings. And as I said, these are sun-dropped. So as you can see, they got that black wash on them to make them. And each of these buildings will have a different type. Well, I'll show here, but well, these are nice. They're not solid. They're hollow, but the material, it's like a it's not a rubber, but it's kind of a softer plastic. And as you see, your buildings will have different ones. Like this one here will give you 3 coins. This one here 5 points, and that. And these buildings are your population buildings, and these buildings are, you know, the different ones. Now this don't have them on it yet, but they'll also tell you, you put the score thing on here. And these it's a double layered board. So these all lock in, and these are your little tokens. I'm trying to remember. I think these are like little markers. So you get those, and they have their little part. So when you're done, you put everything back. And everything will, alright. Okay, see one little problem, well, not really a problem, but so a couple of these buildings are similar. There you go. I guess a couple of this building, if it can go in different ways, so that's what was hanging it up. But so each player gets their own tray with their own setup, and we have that for each. Now look at these. So these just set in on each other. You're right. So they just stack on each other. There's no rails or anything. They just kind of stack up on each other. So we have our yellow, blue, green, red, purple. And I believe purple is the 5th player, which works out perfect because that's usually my color. All right. Now this slides out from the side. And then that just leaves our empty box. So we get in here. So this will be our board. This is where we sell the deeds at. Like I said, the cards where you put the what you're going to buy for the zones here. And as you see, they excuse me, they start off here. So when they first come down, they start expensive and then they get cheaper. And as you buy, they keep going this way. So as in most bidding games, the new ones are the most expensive, and if they sit there for a while, they'll eventually get cheaper and cheaper. Victory point trigger, that's what some of those for. When you play online, some of these tokens a little bit different. All right, so there's a point tracker. So you keep track of your victory points, and you keep track of your population, because the population will affect certain parts of the game. It's kind of a balance. Okay, now we got a real nice folded out. So we have this side, which looks like a 2 or 3 player game, and then we have on the other side the large side for, if you could see in the colors, you're playing with certain amount, like this is 2 players would play in here, 3 players, 4 players, and then if you're playing 5, you go all the way out here, so it kind of restricts it. Really like that. It's a simple, easy way of restricting the area. You know, where if you're playing with more players, you get that little bit extra room. I do like the board is a pretty good size. I like that. It's not huge. It won't take up the whole table. Okay, this is a 34-inch by 34-inch table, so just a simple card table. Not quite be able to have your tray on it, unfortunately. Need a bigger table, but it is the you could probably have these off to the side, but it's a smaller one. It's not taking up a whole lot of table. The rule book. So we got our, let's see, $32-page rule book. Real nice color photos. How to use the monuments, the additional content, flipping. Now here's the first player token, which if you got this one, you got that instead, and you got your cardboard coins. Let's see, the cardboard coins, ooh, they punch out in real nice, decent thickness. They're pretty good. These are pretty much your standard. They do punch out real nice. And will of the council. So this must be for something. Will of the council must be another little separate game. Yeah, here's all the little tags, or as my wife likes to say, chits that go on your building. So little assembly. These are plastic, real nice. They started off as cardboard, but as they went, this is one of those games that you sit there and watch the production of, and I've been watching this for the last 2 years at least. That you watch them doing the production, and each stage the game just gets better and better of the stuff they're doing. Like they first started off with these buildings. They looked nice. They upgraded them. They did some better sculpts on them. They looked even better, and they had the little marks on them. They're okay, but then they went with the little cardboard, and it was like, oh, that's nicer. It's taking longer to produce, you know, because they're. But then they ended up going with these little plastic ones, and it's like, oh, that's even so much better. But it's one of those love hate. You love that the game is just getting better and better and better, but then you're hating that it's still in production, that they're still upgrading and making it better, which is always a good thing. But so those are all your little tags, so it'll be fun to put them all in. Some little cubes for some little markers, and if you got the one, you got the metal coins. So, oh yeah, these feel real good. Some nice shiny coins. Look like, yeah, they should be. I don't know if they're chrome plated or if they're solid. Let's see those, and then we have some of these. These look like they've been aged, I guess you could say the word. These oh, I really like I think I like these better than the big shiny ones. These got a patina, I think would be the proper word for it, where they look aged and used. Got a real good feel to it. This feels like real money. I mean, it's got a real good weight to it. It's not little aluminum or whatever that is. It's copper or brass or something. All right, now we're getting down into the cards. So we got these, and these ability expression. Not gonna bother trying to pull a little tag thing. Let's see here. So we got our little icon guide on one side of these, a little turn guide for each of the players, and this is a little ready and planning guide. Now here's some player roles, so you can modify the game by having player roles such as blessed or eager. Let's see, and then efficient, eloquent, fortunate, frugal, greedy, there's me, hospitable, militant, opportunistic, persuasive, philosophical. I'm gonna screw one of these up. Proud, strategic, innovator, and blessed. So apparently these before the game begins, you may swap one of your lots with one that belongs to another player. So apparently these are little modifies the game. So I always love where they got more and more stuff going on here. These will be these are event cards. So abrupt taxation, abundance, blessed fortune. So these are various different event cards for the players. And then there's the cards, as I was saying, when you bid on, they go on the one. So we'll show you A1, A2, etc. There's one for every, there's just one for each location, and they'll have at the bottom it'll tell you if it's for what player game, so you can go down through it if you're starting off. you don't have to, it makes it a little bit easier to go down and figure out which ones are for 2, 3, 4 player games. Real nice. I like the decent cardstock, nice, shiny. All right. I'll set that on those trays. Oh, if you're wondering, yeah, there's. I plan on. I didn't spend all this. Not to. I'm going to sleeve mine, and there is more than enough room in here for sleeve cards. Got a spot in the tray. It looks like for the probably for the coins. These be for the here. Not too sure where everybody else. All right, so this is the Foundation of Rome objectives. So these are worth 8 points. So this give a player different ways of, if you want to, like, if you get you can get these cards, and this will say if you have the most residential buildings on the edge of the board, you are a prefect and you get 8 extra points. So it gives extra objectives for trying to achieve during the game. Always great to have. Extras. See, these are monuments. Let's look at this one. This is probably, okay, this is the 5th player expansion, so they added the cards for the extra zone, and they gave extra card. Oh, I just caught that. That's pretty nice. I like that. I don't remember that on the. If you remember on these boards, how the different player areas are color coded. So these are all gray, and if we're playing 3 players, you also have the blue, and you include the purple and then the red for the 5 players. Well, in this upper corner of the bidding cards, they have the color of the zone they're in. So this will help also when you're, I guess, bidding on it. But when you're going through these cards, instead of having to look at the bottom, you can just sit there and go through and see, hey, this purple card, we don't need this purple card, we don't have that many players. I like that. That's a nice, simple little, and the numbers are color coded too. That makes setup so much easier. I always hate digging through looking for that one little symbol. Okay, so this goes with that, and the monuments. Yeah, I know we still got to get to those. That was kind of a thing they added in at the end of the Kickstarter, which I haven't played with the monuments, but I've watched people play with them, and they say that this is, you want, if you get the game, you make sure you get the monument part. It adds so much to it. And so these are what all the different monuments are and what they do. All right, well, let's look at the monuments. Excuse me. All right. Oh, wow. These are absolutely gorgeous. That is that is, I know the camera cannot do justice to how gorgeous these look. This, I mean, somebody sculpting did some major work, and the detail, I mean, it is, wow, this is so impressive. It must be Poseidon's temple. Well, it's Roman, so yeah, it would be Poseidon. Or is it Neptune for Rome? I believe it's Neptune. Wow, this is just definitely worth getting just to get these sculpts on this ship. I know this camera doesn't do it justice. I'll have to make sure I get the some close-ups of these. So again, this is probably the one negative, I guess, would be, I guess, a kind of trying to figure out how these goes back in. I'll have to come up with a system, I guess. Who's holding it up? This one? Yep, I knew that one was backwards. And that's that. So, is it overproduced? Overdone? No, in my opinion, no. I mean, this is like the super deluxe version that we all achieve for in games we love. I mean, you got like Terraforming Mars, you would get the upgrade, you got the 3D printed upgrades for it, and you just keep doing this one. This game come out and they just went boom, here's everything at the top quality you're gonna want. I mean, this is definitely worth being there, in the table presence. I can't wait to get this thing to the game store and to play, because oh my god, the table presence on this thing, and just staring at the buildings and the little detail, I mean, it's gonna take forever. I mean, just looking down at them, I'm actually seeing extra little details they got in the courtyards. They got all the different stuff. And so that's pretty much everything. This is the Emperor edition of Foundations of Rome. A fantastic game. I absolutely love it. I highly encourage you, if you got the money and it's your style of game, definitely worth picking up. And if you have the Calyx style, this is the Walmart version of it. But yes, these will fit in here. So this has been James Scott with Bayou. Remember to comment, like, subscribe below. Thank you.